So welcome to this lesson on structure of the atom in the periodic table. In Form 1, remember you define what is chemistry, what is matter. Can you remember what is chemistry?
Yes.
Yeah, someone? What is chemistry? Yeah, understand.
Chemistry is the study of structure, property, composition of matter-related particles.
Yeah, remember chemistry is a study of matter. That is the structure, the properties, and the composition. And remember matter is made up by particles. And these are particles that we're referring to as what? The atoms. So what is matter?
Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space.
Yeah, that has mass and occupy space. So anything that is going to occupy space and add a mass is just tiny particles. Those tiny particles we are referring to as what? The atoms. So different matter is made up by different atoms. And that's why the lesson of today is going to discuss the structure of the atom. What is the atom? What is the structure of the atom and the composition of the atom? So after this, you're going to divide yourself in 10 groups. And in each group, you're going to have a secretary. The secretary is the one to record what you're going to discuss. And I'm going to give you information on what you're going to discuss. And therefore, you can go to various groups, in 10 groups, group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And 10. In those groups, have someone to record information that you're going to discuss. So in 10 groups,
So an atom, this is the smallest particle of an element that takes part in a chemical reaction. That answers the first question. Then we move on. In an atom, we have subatomic particles. And those subatomic particles are the protons, are the neutrons, and then they are the electrons. Then after that, we go and describe properties of the subatomic particles. We first start with the protons. We say that the protons are positively charged. Then we look at the location of the protons. The protons are located in the nucleus of the atom. Then we look at the mass. They have a mass of 1. We move on to the neutrons. We look at the charge. Apparently, the neutrons have no charge. That's the first point to note. Secondly, we see that they are also located with the nucleus, same as the protons. Then they have a relative mass of 1. That is the neutrons. Understood? Then we move on to the electrons, the third subatomic particle. We look at the charge. They are negatively charged. Then we look at the mass. They have a negligible mass of 1/1840. Then their location, they're located in the energy levels. Okay? Then after that, we go and describe the composition of the atom as a whole. We first start by saying an atom is said to be, before we move on to that, we have to look at the main parts of the atom. First, the atom consists of the shell and the nucleus. We have then to look at the nucleus to see what the nucleus is made of. The nucleus is made up of subatomic particles, which is said earlier is the protons and the neutrons. Then the shell contains the energy levels in which the electrons are located, as said before when we were addressing the issue of the properties of the subatomic particles. Then we move on and say that the atom is said to be electrically neutral, since the number of protons which are positively charged are equal to the number of electrons which are negatively charged, hence they counterbalance. Understood that point?
Yes.
So any questions? Any questions about that description of the atom? Okay, thank you.
Another group, present the award. That's a good job.
Thank you.
Somebody? You can present when you group.
For instance, first of all, let's look at the atom. An atom. What is an atom? So we'll say that an atom is the smallest particle of an element that take part in a chemical reaction. Now, one thing you have to note about the atom is that it has two regions, that is the nucleus and the shell. So we have seen that an atom takes part in chemical reaction. And now, an atom is made up of the subatomic particles. And those atomic particles are like those. So you have the protons. They are positively charged and then they are found in nucleus. And also the neutrons, they have no charge and also they are found in the nucleus. So the two of them are referred to as the nucleus. This is because of the fact that they are found in the nucleus. So electrons, they are negatively charged. So remember we are looking about the examples of the subatomic particles found in the nucleus, found in an atom. So let's go now looking for the properties of the single subatomic particle of each. So we have the protons. They are positively charged. Then they are found in the nucleus, and then they have a mass of 1. So about the electrons, they are negatively charged, unlike the protons. Then they are found in energy levels, and then they have no mass, or let's say they have a negligible mass. So the neutrons are found in the nucleus also. They have a mass of 1, and then they have no charge. Then you have a composition of an atom. Electrons are found in energy levels. That is in the region of a shell. Remember, you're saying that an atom is made up of two regions. That is a shell and what? The nucleus. So we have a point to note here that since the electrons are negatively charged, they attract the protons in the nucleus. Yeah, thank you.
Any new information that you have? So let's go on to the video and see. Stay there in your group so that you are going to discuss whatever is in the video and what you have in your exercise book. See, are they the same? Or if you get a new information, you can also find it in the video.
Atoms are the fundamental unit of matter. They're made up of three types of subatomic particles: protons, which are positively charged, electrons, which are negatively charged, and neutrons, which have no charge. Protons and neutrons are located in the nucleus at the center of the atom, while the electrons orbit the nucleus. Let's take a quick look at an atom of carbon. Notice how the 6 protons and 6 neutrons reside inside the nucleus, while the electrons are shown in orbits surrounding the nucleus. The number of protons identifies the element. All carbon has 6 protons, and therefore 6 electrons. However, there may be minor variations in the number of neutrons in atoms of an element. These variations are called isotopes. It's a little difficult to show the exact location of an electron. This is because electrons have almost no mass and orbit the nucleus of the atom at incredible speeds. Therefore, their precise location at any given moment can't be determined. For this reason, electrons are often shown as a negatively charged cloud around the nucleus. However, other diagrams show the electrons as existing in rings or orbitals. Orbitals are often used to illustrate the number of electrons at different energy states surrounding the nucleus. This is important because only the electrons at the highest energy states, or outermost orbital, participate in chemical reactions. These are called valence electrons, and they are involved in the formation of chemical bonds between atoms.
Yeah. Is there any new information that you've gotten from the video that you have not discussed?
Yes.
Yes? Which are those new information? One? Someone? Yes? Son?
We have seen that electrons rotate around the nucleus at high speeds, so it's different in determining the exact position.
Yeah. That is, the electrons are found in their orbitals, in the energy levels, and then they move at very high speed, and that's why you cannot be able to determine the exact position. But go to the nucleus, you can get the protons and the neutrons, they are found there. Any other information? Didn't we recorded this one in your exercise book? Somebody else? So we have seen that the atom is the smallest particle of an element that participates in a chemical reaction. It's either by losing of electrons and gaining of electrons. Another thing we have seen is that the protons and the neutrons are found in the nucleus. Electrons are found in the energy levels. After the energy levels, you can see them moving around the nucleus with very high speed. They don't have the mass. The protons and the neutrons are the ones that have the mass, so they are going to give us what? The mass number. Something else about the isotopes? You have seen something about the isotopes? What are the isotopes? Isotopes, yes.
Isotopes. Isotopes are elements that have the same number of protons but different number of neutrons.
So isotopes, these are the atoms of the same element. They have the same number of protons but different number of neutrons. Protons are the same but neutrons are different. You have the mass are the one that is going to differ, but the protons are the same. That is, the atomic number is the same. Now at this stage, you have seen the lesson how it was. How can we improve it? Say something about the lesson. How was it? Yes. Matian.
The lesson was generally good. We did the best, but we are not yet to get where we want to get. In most of the cases, we have someone presenting, but the group here, we not someone to back up the information. So, instead, I'd like us to have someone to assign on whatever someone said, because we can't be perfect. Even the one who was presenting can't present everything because no one is perfect. So, you might have left some information on which you need to recover and say.
Appreciate him. So in the next lesson, that's what you are going to do. Yes.
Generally, the lesson define the new technology that has come. We have learned something that we did not knew before. Like, we did not know that the electrons evolve at high speed, but now we have new. We give thanks to the technology, and we are looking forward to have another lesson so that we can learn more. Thank you.
Somebody else? Yes.
The lesson has been quite good. I'm able to understand and know more about the structure of the atom, and also through the groups we have been able to discuss areas which have had casualties each time we have been reading them in the class, and I also think of the good technology that has been used. We have seen some videos and they have helped us explain some of the structures of the atom. Thank you.
Part of the assignment for the next lesson will be, now because you have seen on the video about the isotopes, you are going to check, go and click on the mass number and the atomic number. See what is the difference, how can you calculate the mass number, how do you get the atomic number, so that also we can join with the information about the isotopes. Are we together? So after this, you get that assignment, record it in a book. So that next lesson, I'm going to check on mass number and atomic number. And the lesson is over.